Hello, interesting one for you today. One that I wanted to try for quite a while, but it's been in the freezer. So I've got it out recently, and I'm quite happy to tell you that today I will be reviewing crafted whiskey snus. This is from AG Snus. Okay, it's a bit of a strange can. It is an all metal can, okay, which I quite like. Although it doesn't have a catch lid on the top. The catch lid is actually, he says, at the bottom here, inside at the bottom of the lid. Okay, so that's the top of the lid. So it's just inside. It's really weird. Like, I don't use the catch lid very often, so that's not an issue for me. This would be an issue for me if I was driving. Although some people would probably question, really, why are you using whiskey snus when driving? I don't know, it's called me sceptical. I just don't like the idea of being pulled by the police and doing a breathalyzer on me at the side of the road. So, but we'll talk about the portions. Now, they are very, very moist portions, okay. Straight off the bag, I'm not the biggest fan of the portion material on this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I do prefer the Swedish Match portions. I just think they're a little bit thinner. But anyway, look, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. They have got a lot of room and they are incredibly wet. I mean, if you just look at my fingers, hang on a minute, you can see it glistening off my fingers. It's kind of there. They are incredibly wet portions. Now the smell of these, I mean, there is a tobacco character there, but there is a smell of whiskey off them. Much more of a whiskey smell than you'll get from General McMyra, for example. It smells like the tobacco character is similar to the McMyra, but these portions these are bigger bags. All right, I believe they are 1 gram portions, but these are bigger bags than the McMyra is. So they feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit freer. Finally, with McMyra, the portion of the bags are just a bit too small. So because of that, they kind of bunch up in your lip. But these have got plenty of room for the tobacco to move about inside, and it will mould nicely under your top lip. So I'm going to just fluff one up a little bit. They need a little bit of fluffing, not a huge amount. Okay, as you can see, it's fairly well fluffed. So let's get this under the lip, and we'll talk about the flavour. Okay, just while I'm waiting for that to develop, I poured myself a grapefruit IPA. Probably not the best choice for this snus. The best choice for this snus probably would have been a glass of whiskey, but I don't have any because I can't be trusted when I have whiskey in the house. So in the meantime, I've just got a grapefruit IPA, another Aldi special. It's wonderful. Well, it is 20 to 6. I finished work, so let's get talking about the flavour of this snus. Now, it is a really nice flavoured snus. You can taste the whiskey straight away. It's almost like they've used whiskey to moisten the pouch rather than water. But I mean, so when you put it in your mouth, the first thing that you can taste is whiskey. And then obviously once it goes under your lip, you don't really taste a huge amount until the flavour's developed in your mouth, which takes a few minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. So it has got water, tobacco, and salt, and aroma. I don't know what Smack 4-star Carey is. Cock salt. I'm not making that up. You see that? Just above where my fingernail is there. Cock salt. I know that's really immature, but now I can't look at anything else now. All I can see is cock salt, cock salt, cock salt, cock salt. Yeah, it doesn't. The thing is, I don't speak Swedish, and I've not translated this. So, I presume that they have used whiskey in there. Anyway, but yeah. So as the flavour develops, there is quite like a bold tobacco character, very similar to the McMyra, but it's not quite as intense as the McMyra. It's a little bit more mellow, and while I prefer the smell of this one, I do prefer the taste of a McMyra, because there's kind of like the old Holborn or drum. If anything, McMyra's like old Holborn. This is a little bit like drum. I said that McMyra was like a mix of those two, but drum is a little bit milder, a little bit more mellow than old Holborn is. So this is like your drum, and the McMyra is like the old Holborn. The whiskey is present. It is present, but the overwhelming majority of the flavour actually comes from the salt and the tobacco. So the fact that they say it's crafted whiskey snus is cracking and everything. And I know they have used whiskey in here, so I did know which brand of whiskey they used in this, and it will come to me in a minute. But although they have used the whiskey, it's almost like the whiskey's an afterthought. Now, me personally, and I don't know how to make snus. I know how it's made, but I've never made snus, and I'm not going to question the people who make this stuff, all right? Because they have way more experience than I do. But to me, what I would have done is gone, right, you know where we use water just there to moisten it up? Why don't we just use whiskey instead? Stop using water other than steam, and then just add the whiskey at the end. Now, maybe that is what they do. I don't know, because I haven't seen whiskey snus being made. But it's just all right. And whiskey contains alcohol, which will want to evaporate, but get it whacked in a tin as fast as you can. So, look, just my idea. But I think with these whiskey snoozers, there could be more of a flavour of whiskey. The predominant it does come from like the woody, bold tobacco flavours. And I think the whiskey is used as a complement, as like an element of there, but the tobacco is still the overpowering source of flavour. So, and look, would I want that to be much different? Probably not. I haven't tried a snus that tastes entirely of whiskey, so I couldn't possibly tell you if that's what I prefer or not. So, but look, I'm not doubting these people. They know what they're doing, and I don't. That's why I sit here in my kitchen talking about a tin of snus I've bought, and they sit and they're making millions while they're manufacturing it and putting it in the tin. So, but do I like this snus? Yes, I do. It's not the kind of snus I'd use every day. Whereas McMyra, I could probably use maybe one or two of those a day. This one, I feel like I want to use maybe every few days. It's the only whiskey snus I've got open at the moment, and it will be for quite a while. So what I'll do is probably use this quite sparingly. The fact of the matter is, these pouches are very, very wet. They're very, very wet, and they will stay wet for quite a long time. It's not like some of the others where they come they feel a little bit dry, and this is right up at the end of its shelf life. Now, bearing in mind, as soon as I got it, it was in the freezer. I got these in August, and the best before date was the 4th of September. So as soon as I got them, bang, in the freezer. So these are living right up to the end of their shelf life, and they're still really, really wet. I'll just see if I can do another demonstration for you. I'll rub one between my fingers, and well, I can see the light glistening off my fingers anyway, and you can see they are turning them quite brown. So they've got lots of shelf life left in them yet. So in terms of score, what would I score this? Well, I really like it. I don't like it as much as McMyra. The things I like about this lets McMyra down a little bit, but I prefer the tobacco character of McMyra. So for me, I'm going to give this a 7.8 out of 10. It's very nice, and actually no, I'm going to bump that up. I'm going to give it an 8.2 because I really like the metal can. And it feels like there's been a little bit more thought to make this a more premium product. And having a metal can will, it makes me want to keep that can, full stop. So I really like that. I like the can, and I'll keep it going. But would I buy it again? Yes, but I'd probably buy a can or two every 4 months, whereas I'll probably buy half a roll of McMyra on my next order. I don't want to not have this snus in my life. So yeah, I think this one divides opinion. There's people out there that say they're not a fan of it and they do prefer McMyra. I understand their arguments, but I also see why people particularly do like this snus. You know, don't knock it. Definitely give it a try. If you've not tried a whiskey snus, it might be for you. That's my review of Crafted Whiskey Snus by AG Snus. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you very shortly for the next review. Take care. Much love. Bye-bye.